problem with a lot of those sometimes. Like if you do too much, when you go, you go. Like you just gotta like whatever happened, you might be you might be in a whole nother universe yelling, like in the closet yelling at a coat. You know what I mean? Like I don't see that shit all the time, but I've seen it happen a few times. That's the only downside of psychedelics. Everything else, awesome.
Something tells me the non-young ladies I live with would not be too cool with it. Suddenly, John's flipping out. Call the cops.
There he goes again.
Oh, he's naked. Jerking off in the hallway. Lock him up.
Yeah. Well, you wear headphones. Just fucking put on your little headphones and just have a little silent party. Apparently, I wilded out on Friday and didn't realize that shit. And then my homegirl was like, yo, we gotta talk. I was like, no shit. No. And she was like, yeah, you was gone. I was like, I didn't remember that. She was like, yeah. She would walk around butt naked yelling about shit. I was like, okay, yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, I always joke about like coming from a crazy family. Like it's jokes, but then every now and again, you be like, oh shit, god damn. Nope, it's still in you, you fucking lunatic. Be careful. I was like,
so this was the lady. This was the lady that was with you, though. She saw it firsthand.
Yeah, and we had known each other for a while. You know what I mean? So I was like, "What you do?" She was like, "You kept what here." Now this is the shit that's gonna sound crazy. You ever eat like clementines or anything like that while you're on like acid or tripping or anything? Shit's delicious. So I was like, I'm gonna cut us some oranges up, and then I fucking flipped out into some like crackhead shit. And then I was just like pacing back and forth with a giant knife as she was frightened down the couch. And she just got up and went and laid down. And she was like, I'll be in here. As you yell at fucking imaginary things. I feel like we've been getting I feel like we've been getting low key fucking earthquakes.
But there was a real one the other night, about 12 o'clock. I think it was like a 3.8 or something.
I felt that shit. I was like, I think we just had a fucking earthquake.
Yeah.
I think we just had one now too.
Oh, really?
Because my whole couch started doing like the.
Oh, I can look it up.
You don't have to. Don't worry about it. We made it. You guys lived through an earthquake with me. All right. What do we got, man? What do we got? Estevan Oriel. We'll be talking to him. Got a brand new show on Netflix. What was the name of it? Like LAOGs or?
I think it was LA Originals, wasn't that it? Yeah, Netflix is LA Originals.
Yeah.
Estevan Oriel and
Cartoon.
Mr. Cartoon.
Yeah. two huge parts in the hip hop community and the Chicano community. And we're gonna talk to Estevan, friend of mine. I always love talking to him, so it's dope that he's getting his own documentary. All right, don't go nowhere. It is that news pill mix.
In the days of my youth, I was told what it means to be a man. Now I've reached that age, I've tried to do all those things.
You're listening to the All Out Show with you.
Shade 45, I got one of my fucking favorite people in the world, Estevan Oriel. How you doing, sir?
Good. What's up, brother?
Well, I'm fucking just making it through another day, day of quarantine, and I finally got to see your movie, and I was thoroughly blown away by it. So congratulations.
Man, thank you, homie. I'm glad you got a chance to check it out.
LA Originals is the name of the movie, and it's based on you and a cartoons kind of relationship, how you guys came up together, and the whole nine. It's really nuts to see how deep you were in rap just all throughout the 90s. Were you aware of how deep it was when it was going on, or was it just like, all right, it's just fucking Saturday, I'll go take a picture of Pac?
Yeah, no, it was pretty much, I just, like, Muggs hired me to be a tour manager for House of Pain. And
Right.
He was like, yeah, you just, look out for the homies. You take them to their interviews, and, later on when they start doing shows, you just make sure they get to shows on time and check them into the hotels and check them in at the airport, their flights and stuff. But it's pretty much, pretty easy, and you just, go with the flow. So at the beginning, that's how it felt, It felt like, four guys. It was just me and the three guys from House of Pain. It was just four guys in their 20s. Lior was still a teenager, and we were just rolling around. We'd rent a van and go do, college radio and press stuff. And then we got on the first tour. It was with the Beastie Boys, and the record had already broke. We had went up to Stretch and Bobitos and did all the college radio shit, and Jump Around just took off like with a quickness. And we got on the Beastie Boy tour. The tour manager gave us some tickets for Everlast's mom at one of the shows, and put her up in the grass area. And Everlast, flipped out on homeboy, and we got kicked off that tour, which was a blessing in disguise, because then Kara Lewis was like, from William Morris, was like, hey, you know what? It's fucked up. You guys got kicked off that tour. That was a good, exposure being on the Beasties tour, but the song is blowing up so big, I'm going to put you guys on the road on your own, and you guys kick, because the BC thing wasn't a pay thing. It was just for exposure. So once we started doing our own tour, the money started coming in. I started getting paid, because I wasn't getting paid at first. I was just going, all expenses paid, and just like for the experience. And then once we started getting paid, the shit took off, and we were rolling. I started bringing a camera, busting some flicks, and we started touring the world.
I like that all that started off with Everlast, like, nah, bro, you're not finna put my mom up on the side of a hill, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it was fucked up.
And that is some hoe ass shit. And I hope what a lot of y'all cats was hearing, that Estevan wasn't even getting caked up for his shit. He was just doing it to do it. Like, it was basically almost like putting in apprentice work.
Yeah, exactly. It was like Muggs told me, hey, homie, they'll pay for all your flights, your hotels, and your per diems, which is money they give you to eat every day. I think it was like $35. So it was like $210 a week or some shit like that. And that's all the money I was getting. And it like it says, it's straight to food. And after that summer, after the record started blowing up, we'd go do shows, and they'd be like a Gia show. So the homies were so cool. They go, hey, we'll take 300 each, and we'll give you 100. So I was like, fuck, you know, we do 2 or 3 shows a day. That's $200 or $300 a day. And, you know, we're rolling, you know. It was like, fuck, this is the shit. And it wasn't until they started, you know, making real money, doing real shows, that I went to like salary, you know. So I was getting like a monthly salary.
Would you be working
the
for
responsibilities had jumped like 20 times higher. I was taking care of all the merch. I was taking care of all the travel. I was settling shows, you know, with the promoters. I was, you know, going in and getting the money. And if the tickets had oversold, then I was working that out to where we get our percentages after. And I lightweight became like the manager, the merchandising guy, the travel agent, the accountant, and the glue that held everybody together. And that shit, you know, I never had expected that, but I just went with the flow, and that's what it became. And then, you know, after those dudes broke up, I moved over to Cyprus in '94, and my first show with them, it was kind of like my initiation. It was like, if you get through this one, you're in. And I went to, it was Woodstock '94, and me and Bobo flew in on a helicopter, landed backstage with two members of Jefferson Airplane.
Damn.
And fucking killed that show. And it was on and cracking after that for the next 11 years.
And what was Cartoon doing during all this?
Cartoon was just kicking ass, doing some sick ass drawings, fucking, you know, blowing everybody's socks off with the fucking artwork he was doing, because he could draw anything like right out of his head. Like if you said, hey, draw a picture of Saturn, or draw a rabbit, or draw fucking fine ass bitches with a lowrider with some homeboy standing next to the liquor store and a cop, you know, pulling up. He could draw that whole scenario, or he could, you know, just draw individual things. And you're just like, fuck, man, this motherfucker. And so he was already, when I met him in '92, I just started tour managing those guys, and we had come back from a press tour in Japan, and he had already hooked up with Eazy-E, and he had already done shit with Ren and the Black Mafia album cover for the murder rap guys. I forget the fuck, man. Anyways, he had already been doing album covers through Eazy, Kid Frost, all that. And so when I met him at the Penthouse Players record release party, he had done all their artwork. And I was like, hey, homie, I just got back from Japan. Check out these dudes I'm working with, House of Pain. Here's a snippet tape, a cassette tape of Jump Around. And he's like, fuck, that's crazy. I'm going to Japan to mural some lowriders. And I was like, all right, well, you know, we both were into lowriders with our homie Donnie Charles that passed away. So he was like, if you want to, you know, do some lowriding shit, you know, when I get back, you know, let's hook up. And we met up, the three of us again, me, Donnie, and him, and got into, you know, the lowriding, like, you know, head first, and started building our cars and got into a car club. And man, it just went buck wild after that.
I think that's what a lot of people can relate to in the pictures that you take. It's like you don't got to be from there to know that it's authentic as fuck. Like every time I look at one of your pictures, it's like you feel like you're in that moment. And it's truly a gift. Truly. Are you shooting digital? Or are you still on the film shit, or what?
I'm still on the film shit, you know, on the daily for myself. But if a customer wants me to shoot, you know, a lot of the budgets went down, so I'm not going to come out of the pocket and eat up my fee with the expense budget. So I'll shoot the digital stuff for them. they want it the same day anyways, because they, everybody, like back in the day when you do a photo shoot, whoever was arranging the photo shoot knew, like, we have to shoot it on this date or by this date because we have to deliver by this date, which was always like a couple of weeks, in advance. At the most, it was like a week later because you knew you had to develop the film, make a print, do the layout, all that bullshit. So everybody knew, like, schedule a photo shoot at least a week before you need the deadline. Now they schedule a photo shoot a day after the deadline, and it's all your fault if you don't get it to them the day after they're already late because they fucked up and booked the shit, 2 days after the due date, So they're like, hey, man, what's up? I need those pictures. I told you I need them, the next day, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they're coming, homie. Just don't trip, It's not my fault. You waited till a week after your deadline to fucking start thinking about doing the photo shoot. So the good thing about digital is you could shoot them over the same day, the next day, or whatever, and they get their shit and they're happy. And I'm happy it's done and over with.
Yeah, there you go.
On to the next one.
Do you got favorite things that you like to shoot?
Yeah, I like shooting. The scenes I'm in, the lolos, the homies that that I roll with, and me and your favorite chicks, and let's see, different parts of the world when I travel and shit like that. I'm working on a lowrider book right now, 25 years of lowriding, and then I got LA Woman 2 coming out shortly after that one, and then I'm gonna.
What was
work
that
on
like
a book
watching
for,
a Japanese?
Pops.
You say you're doing one for your old man?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I want to, hook up something for Pops while he's still alive and not celebrate his life after he's gone,
Nah, it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful fucking thing. What was that like going? I was watching it, in your movie. They just had a glimpse of like the Japanese lowrider culture. What was that like?
Well, that was the Japanese is like it's like a different culture. Like they see something that they like and they take it on as their own and they master it. And when they got a hold of lowriding, they took it to the next level. In my opinion, I think them dudes over there are like fucking mastermind geniuses. Like I roll over there and I would see them all just sitting there like squatting down, smoking a cigarette, staring at a car for like 6 hours and not talking. I'd be like, man, what the fuck are they doing? Like, it's like watching paint dry. And I'm like, these dudes are tripping, man. They fucking just sit here and stare at the car. They're not going to do nothing. And then you watch what happens, a couple months later when the car comes out and you're like, what the fuck? No wonder they're just kicking right there. There's little wheels in their head were just spinning. And
that's fucking dope.
They're coming up with a plan. And once the ones that I know, once they get going on a car, like, you're like, oh shit. Like I have a homie Oishi, he was from Japan. He came here and he started building lowriders, and that dude was coming out with some shit that nobody could imagine. So when they said, like people in our car club would go up to him and go, oh, sensei, oh, master, like giving him respect and all that shit because they knew. And he'd be like, oh, come on, stop it, calm down, guys, because he was that dude. And then once you get over there to Japan, you see like there's a lot of them like that, and they just fucking mastermind this shit.
Have you shot everyone you've wanted to shoot? No,
of course there's other people I wanted to work with. There's too many people out there doing dope shit, so there's a lot of youth, youngsters that I'd want to shoot. There's a lot of older school cats that, I wanted to shoot and died before I got to shoot them. And you know, I've gotten to shoot some of the greats, you know, before they got to pass. So that was cool. You know, I got to shoot Dennis Hopper and you know, right before he passed, and I shot Jenny Rivera right before she passed, Kobe right before he passed, Nipsey, you know, like way before that. But for me, it's cool for me to have pictures of these people that have passed away, because it brings you know, good memories to people that had love for them or their loved ones, and it's something, you know, nice for them to be able to go back and see a picture or see some footage, and then that brings up all these good memories of their loved ones or people that they liked, you know, what they did.
Yeah, I remember reading the passage you did after Kobe's death, and I was just like, it was really moving. I was like, damn, he can write too. That shit was moving. Just talking about the relationship between a father and a daughter. It was quite beautiful, bro. Quite fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you know how that is.
Yeah. So I'm a shitty dad, so not as much as other people. So what are you gonna fucking do? Let's go back to the movie. The movie seemed to end almost where you and Khartoum went your own way. I don't know if it didn't seem like bitter or anything, but what happened?
Well, once the studio closed down, originally I wanted to have it be the movie ended where I closed the gate to SA, and I was like, you know, there it is, that's a wrap. And then people were like, fuck, well, I wonder what happened. And if you had, you know, some sense about you, what happened was that door closed, another door opened, and we did a feature film on Netflix. You know, but everybody's like, oh, nobody will get it. You got to show like a little bit, you know, what goes on. So what ended up happening is we had 6 partners, and me and Khartoum, being the creatives, we were the ones who had all the shit. Like, you know, we had the lowriders, we had the photos, we had the artwork, we had all the memories. And our other 4 partners were like the office guys. You know, they were the businessmen. So they had laptops, a desk and chairs, you know. So when it came time to moving our facility out of that place, it was like, hey, you know, guys, we need to be out of here by, you know, July 1st. It was like June 1st, you know, so you know, we'll be out of here next week, which was basically they put their computer in their computer bag and they were done. And we had to move, you know, 13 years of shit in 3 warehouses somewhere. So we ended up, you know, throwing away a bunch of shit we didn't need. And the rest we had to move to our homes. And we didn't have like a, you know, we didn't really, it kind of came quick on us that we were going to close down and the business was going to close down and all the partners were going to go our separate ways. So, you know, at the end, the other 4 partners had already, you know, like businesses to go to set up, you know, right after that. But me and Khartoum were so consumed with what we were going to do with all that shit in there. You know, we had like 10 lowriders and, you know, 13 years of memorabilia from all the art shows and all the events that we did. So it was like, we were so consumed with how the fuck are we going to get all this shit out and where are we going to put it and how are we going to fit it at our houses that that's all we were thinking about. So when that was over, he was like, well, fuck, you know, I got to set up a spot and to tattoo out of. And, you know, and I was kind of like, well, fuck, I'm going to move all my shit into a storage. And that was it, you know. He started tattooing out of his spot and I moved half of my shit to my house and the other half to a storage. And, you know, we had to keep it moving on the outside, you know, so that people wouldn't be like, oh, the motherfuckers fell off, you know, the motherfuckers in the storage closet and the other one's got his little tattoo spot. But in reality, I don't shoot in a studio anyways.
Right.
All my shit is in the street, so I don't need to have a big studio. I just need to, know what location I'm going to shoot in. And of course, it's nice to have, a big office with all kinds of cool shit in it, but we had to keep it moving, and I just kept working on the movie and enough shoots to keep the bills paid. Yeah. And I did that for a couple of years until, now the movie's out. I put a book out in between and,
nice.
Just keep the workflow going.
What's the name of the book for everybody they can get?
The one right now is This is Los Angeles. As soon as the movie came out, like 2 days later, I was sold out on that and on my T-shirts. So I had to re-up, and I got a boat coming in. It should be in a couple of days with another palette of books. So it's called This is Los Angeles. I got a couple of
I'll co-sign that book. That was the book that you and I sat down and you told me stories on pictures. I would just open it up and I'd be like, tell me this story. And you'd be like, she was a dead crackhead and her nails kept growing. I was like, damn, that's wild, son. Like it was crazy stories, bro.
Yeah, I got so much of that shit, but I got a lot of those type of photos and a lot of ideas. So it's just keeping everything focused and tuned in, because I got so much, man. I could just be scatterbrained and running around like a chicken with my head cut off, but I just gotta come up with these concepts and stick to them and finish them.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, we used to talk about concepts and we'd, throw, 20 ideas at the wall and one would stick and, we'd knock it out like that. But now I just think of, one good solid idea and I just, powerhouse that until it's done.
There you go, y'all. I ain't nothing but you just gotta do. Just get up and go get that shit. LA Originals is on Netflix. You're not going anywhere. So I suggest you scream it like 3 times. Even turn off the television. Just keep screaming that shit. Let's get them numbers up. Let's pimp the system. What is your Instagram, sir, so they can see some of these famous paintings?
My Instagram is Estevan Oriel, ESTEVANORIOL. And the movie's Instagram is LA Originals Film. And then there's Mr. Cartoon, MISTER Cartoon. And, man, thank you, everybody, thank you, Jude, and Shade 45, all the family over there, and Ham's Camp, and everybody that helped us out, getting to where we're at, that's in the movie or worked on the movie. This has been, nothing but greatness for us. A lot of when you get Em and Paul Rosenberg to agree to be in your documentary, you're crushing that shit. So I was like, damn, man, they're crushing that shit. Yeah, we spent a lot of good times together, all of us.
Right, early on, good old days.
Being on tour on the anger management tour in Europe, going up to Goliath, the offices in New York. Cartoon tattooed out of there a couple weeks. That was our home base.
The funny shit was like, Who Kid was on tour with y'all, and Who Kid was trying to finesse some pussy with like 2 mixtapes and a backstage pass or some shit. And I was like, of course he would. I was like, this motherfucker did that shit. I know he did it. And it turns out
it wasn't hard back in those days.
Oh, but I can't even imagine.
The tour life was no joke.
No, you needed a tour from your tour to go chill. All right, man. Estevan, I appreciate you. Have a great day and stay healthy, stay safe, and give my best to your family, sir.
I appreciate you too, homie. Thank you for always showing love, and until the next time, until we get out of the house, take Take it easy, brother.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see you outside the crib. So I'll see you soon. Peace.
All right, brother.
You're listening to the All Out Show with you. And now, it's time for News from the Chin with John Z. Matthews.
I came across an article in the Wall Street Journal, and they're talking about white noise generators and these apps that you can use to help yourself get to sleep at night. Now, this isn't a study necessarily, but some guy who is looking at it and playing around, and it seems to work for him. You ever go to sleep with a white noise app playing, or maybe some babbling?
Well, I got homies that can only sleep with the fan on and shit, and that would be a white noise generator. What?
Sure.
Cool. I haven't tried that yet myself. You could be a white noise generator.
Oh, really?
You could
not
just
knock you out.
Yeah.
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 Thanks.
Hey, what's up, man? I'm white.
How's your day?
I don't know what else you would say after that. You just talk about white shit. Right. So people fall asleep. You only need 2 minutes of it.
Just
We can work on that
pass out.
separately. Yep. $1 million idea. John's white noise. Fucking for insomnia. Fucking
Man,
knock you the fuck out. What's that? Before what?
It'll also make you want to kill yourself, I guess, according to some. But the I downloaded one of these, playing around with it before we went on the air, and these things are fucking expensive, man. I mean, I dropped like $60 quickly, but I mean, it's just some like trial thing. I gotta remember to cancel that. But this shit isn't cheap. These people are fucking crazy. I mean, all you're gonna do is listen to shit like this, and then suddenly,
Can we hear it?
yeah, here's a rainstorm. This cost me $60. What the fuck? Get the hell
You
out
can
of here.
literally just go. You can go to YouTube and type in ocean or something like that.
What the fuck are you buying this for? This is insane.
It's fucking idiots, dude. Idiots.
Somebody remind me to cancel this.
If you would have
it's like
played that for
$60.
like 3 more seconds longer, you would have killed a gang of people. They would just went boom, knocked out behind the wheel, dead.
There's some
I know.
lady I was having sex with for a while, and she decided that she needed to sleep with a fire going. So every night there was this app going, and there's just this crackling fucking fire. And I'd say, you know what, this is not helping. But it was, I guess we didn't really last for a number of reasons, but that was on the list. The crackling fire.
Wait, she wanted to sleep with a flat screen fire?
Oh yeah, just she liked the sound of a fireplace. I mean, it just suddenly a log explodes. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And but I don't know. Do you ever use any of that shit to go to sleep or no?
I just use a fucking crazy amount of sleeping pills.
Seems to work.
Which is, yeah, that's, they don't have an app for that. And even it's even harder to find these sleeping pills now because of Wuhan shit. Things tightening up. I'm good, but when I start being a real pain in the ass, you're gonna know when I'm out. You're gonna be like, oh, he's out. We're gonna have to
We'll set up a GoFundMe or something. Get you some pills. But when it comes to
I got some months. We good, yo.
all right, but when it comes to these pills, I mean, I've heard horror stories, but you're not taking Ambien. I've asked you, so it's not like you're gonna wake up driving down the 405 at 3 a.m. naked or something strange.
No.
No.
That's a real Ambien thing. That's like Xanax will make you black out too, but Ambien, like I've been around chicks on Ambien and they're talking to me like completely normal, and then they don't remember the rest of the night. and it's scary. Because I'd be like, what is he doing here? I was like, you fucked him really loud all night. I did. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's rape. I'm like, I think you enjoyed it. Like, and that's the thing. Like, no one knows what the fuck you're on. We need a fucking field sobriety test before you put dick in a chick. Yeah, I don't know. I think the best way is just to be able to like do the breathing exercises. Actually, a listener sent me some breathing exercises, and that felt good. Keeps it relaxes you.
I can tell you what doesn't work. Excessive drinking, and then you black out for like 3 hours, and you wake up at like 3 a.m. and you've got your pants on, and then it's just a very unpleasant experience. So that's not a good way to fall
Probably
asleep.
all that sugar and that alcohol.
Yeah,
it's making you fucking.
I would not recommend it. So I don't know if you've seen this recently, but of course, when you go to the grocery store these days, a bunch of people, well, everyone's wearing masks, but some are wearing gloves, which seems, I don't know. I've seen mixed reports on that, but by and large, it seems as though you shouldn't wear gloves when you're in the store. It doesn't do anything, and it could even make it worse for you. Are you out there wearing gloves these days?
Well, someone keeps sending me those vinyl gloves. I keep getting sent vinyl gloves. I got like a vinyl glove fairy, so I'll throw them on just for the fucking hell of it. And I wear 2 masks in the vinyl gloves.
2 masks? Why 2?
Yeah. Cause man, my mask on some bullshit. It looks like Kleenex. So I'm just like, I'm gonna rock out with 2 masks.
So you're still going with the disposable ones?
Yeah.
You're not going for the
Once
fancy
again, the listener
artwork?
gave me a bunch of them, so I was very stoked.
Well, I guess they're saying that there's a chance that, of course, well, naturally, as you can imagine, the coronavirus doesn't enter the body through your hands, so don't worry about that. But if you touch a contaminated surface with the gloves and touch something else, you're likely to spread it. There's a chance that it's the coronavirus could adhere to the latex gloves better than it could to your own skin. And then, of course, when you take
it gives you this false sense of security too. You're like, oh, I'm good. I got my gloves on. Meanwhile, you're like touching yourself with these disgusting gloves.
Yeah, it's just coated with it. Well, it's potentially. And then also, how are you taking off the glove? Are you doing that right?
With your teeth, you bite it off. I don't know, man.
Well, there's a whole technique. You should go online and watch that. But obviously, when you take it off, you don't want to contaminate your hand with the outside of the glove. So there's a whole way of doing it where you slip the fingers off and then turn it inside out, and then you work the other glove off. So just be careful.
Just take that shit off and wash your hands, dude. Like, you can't be doing all this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in fucking idiot world right now. Like, fucking everyone's stuck on dumb. Going nuts. They're going nuts, man.
Yeah. I've got very little patience for the people who are really freaking out on me when I'm over at the grocery store and I'm far enough away from them, but then, some old hippie or something gets freaked out. Hey, man, back it up. Like, fuck you, dickhead. I'm like 8 feet away. I don't know what you want from me, but yes, people are kind of losing it.
You gotta have like snappy comebacks and be like, why, you finna die anyway, old person.
I'll have to remember that one.
It'll be fun.
Fight. Fist fight over at Trader Joe's.
I know it's crazy. I did the same shit, but I took cuts in front of a lady because I didn't realize the spacing. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I didn't realize that you guys are every 8 feet apart. Well, we are. I'm like, all right, sorry, dude. Jesus Christ.
Come on. All
We're
right,
all
so
doing the best we can, guys. Just be patient with each other.
now I've come across a study about so-called aha moments when you have this burst of creativity and have a revelation, which I'm sure you've had since you've written books and done other creative things. Do you feel this rush of sort of endorphins or this sort of like, I don't know, orgasmic moment where you have this sort of breakthrough, like that's what I should do?
Are you asking me if I had an idea and ejaculated?
All right, orgasm is the wrong word. I mean,
No, there's been moments where I'm like, oh, like you figured shit out, or you come up with an angle, or this is how it's gonna get done, and then boom, you move forward like that. So yes, I have had aha moments.
So as you can imagine, yeah. Well, this is sort of part of evolution. So the brain rewards this activity, and those that are truly creative and are able to come up with those ideas all the time, they pursue that rush so that they feel this jolt and they chase it. So they are out there fighting to recreate that.
Shout out to all them smart motherfuckers that came up with it, all the aha shits. You know, endorphins. That's cool. You're physically rewarded by having fucking a good ass idea. It's cool.
Yeah. I mean, what pushes you forward? Why do you keep grinding? Money, or is it the rush of the endorphins?
Well, it's not the money. It's just want to get my thoughts out there, and I'm quite ambitious. I'm pretty ambitious, and I want to get my thoughts out there. But I'm not so ambitious that I would sell out. You know what I mean? Well, it depends. I
Depends
might
on the
sell
price.
out. Yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. If we're getting up in the millions, I'll sell the fuck out in a minute. Like, yeah, sure. Who? What? Those ugly ass Balenciaga Rockport fucking Kirkland shoes. Oh, I love them. Yeah, I rock them all over the place. And then secretly, I just go buy a dope ass house. Like, yeah, bitch. Fuck all y'all. Fuck your bitch ass shoes.
And you've won.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah, that's. I don't know. Is that selling out? I guess it is, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. We just discussed this ad nauseum. I would allow someone, if someone wanted to swoop in and buy one of my books and pay me a giant amount of money for it, go right ahead. Go right the fuck ahead. Like, let me just get some money so I can make some more moves. That's it. So yeah, I'll sell out.
So today it's Thursday, and tomorrow, if you want free chicken nuggets over at Wendy's, you can get them. And
If you
not a
want
lot,
free
though.
chicken nuggets at Wendy's,
A 4-piece. You can get a 4-piece.
how is that legal, bro?
Why?
How
what
is that legal? How?
What? What are you talking about?
We're in
How would you think that's illegal?
we're in the middle of a pandemic where they have fucking forcibly shut down private businesses, and then they're gonna have a fucking Wendy's free chicken nugget day.
A 4-piece. I mean, I actually may do this. Why
You know how
not?
many fucking dirt motherfuckers you're gonna be surrounded by?
Well,
You are gonna be all the way in the COVID, bro. You're gonna be in that bitch. The eye of the storm.
Well, I can pedal up on my bike, which I have done at the drive-thru before, and then just wait in line, and then I'll pick up my 4-piece nuggets for free. No purchase necessary. Just show up. I'll give you 4 nuggets.
How much they usually cost? $1.50? $2?
4-piece. I know. It's gotta be
Let's say they
nothing.
cost $2. Fuck it. Let's say they cost $5. It's So you're gonna roll up there and go get some nuggets that cost would have cost you $5, and you're gonna waste a half hour of your time and put you around everyone with Corona.
Risk my life for the nuggets. You know what? I'll have to weigh the risk and reward tomorrow, depending on where I am. But they're giving
Here's
hard
a little
sell here.
secret. Anybody that's rolling up into a fucking small area to get free chicken nuggets, I'm gonna say, aren't the smartest motherfuckers out there. I'm gonna say they're pretty fucking dumb. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to that.
Well, you
Now
got,
give me some good news.
6 dipping sauces.
And now, time for good news.
This is questionable good news, but this is more of an update. It'll be good news to some. But if you remember back in December, several months ago, there was this lady up in the Bay Area. Now, she lost her dog, and then she hired a plane, remember this, to fly over San Francisco with a message about, hey, help me find my dog. And then she set up websites, and she gained all this attention. Do you remember that?
No, but she found her dog.
Yes. So finally,
Cool. Awesome.
months later, the dog has now been recovered.
Where was it?
Down here, just outside of L.A. Let's see. This lady, her name is Amelia Talermo, and the little dog Jackson. They were reunited after she got word he turned up at a shelter down here outside of L.A. And they picked up this shady character, Nicholas Bravo, who had taken the dog for some reason, and he's in jail for grand theft and a whole bunch of other shit. But he stole her dog. And
Well, there you go. That is the good news. The dog's safe, home, no longer in a gang in Whittier, and just living his regular life. Did they say how much all that shit cost?
let's see. For the plane, it was over $1,000.
All right, man.
I mean,
all right,
yeah.
enough. All right, bro. Guess what, y'all? That's the news.
Next.